Good evening from Port St. Lucie. This is Professor Tefero for Bernanke Macroeconomics, Part 1, Lesson 5. Lesson 5 looks at three interesting principles that I will hope to clarify for you. Let's begin with the first one, which is human capital, very easy one. Human capital is what you are worth to a company. When a company hires you, they don't see a person. They may, say they see a person in their mission statement. Oh, we care about our people more than anything. No, what they really care about the most is making the most money in the shortest amount of time. So, in any event, human capital is basically people who work for companies. In human resources, they are viewed as financial assets. You are worth X amount of dollars to your company. It costs the company X amount of dollars to have you. Their salary, your benefits, and things like that. That comes out to X amount of dollars. So, um, how much money are you generating in profits for your company? If you're generating more money than you're costing the company, then you're an asset. But if you're not generating as much money as you are getting from the company in salary and benefits, then you are a liability to the company. And once you become a liability, of course, you're going to get fired. So, in any event, human capital is basically a balance sheet. You're a walking balance sheet. You have assets and liabilities pasted on your head when you go into human resources. And when your assets stay above your liabilities, you stay with the company. And when they don't, it's bye bye. So that's pretty much what human capital is. B, the second aspect of our lesson tonight, is where the diminishing returns are in a country or a company. Diminishing returns means that let's say you're putting in $1 million a year in a project, and it gets 60% efficiency in the first year. Then the next year you put another $1 million in the project, and it goes down to about 40% efficiency. And then the next year, put in another million, and it goes down to 20% efficiency. Well, this is a bad picture, and it obviously is showing that there is diminishing returns on your investment, whatever it is. It can be a investment by a country or by a multinational. When you have a point of diminishing returns, it's a good idea to stop putting money in that project or reducing the amount of money that you are putting in that project because you're not getting the returns that you got early in the project for whatever reasons. It really doesn't matter what the reasons are. The bottom line is what really matters here. You're getting less and less and less. Now, when that amount of money goes to zero and there's no improvement at all, then it's absolutely time to get rid of that program, whether it be a company program or a national program for a country. It's just not a viable program. That takes care of the principle of diminishing returns. Let's look at the third principle we want to cover tonight, and that is compound interest. Compound interest is something that most political parties in most countries just don't understand. They don't understand the concept of compound interest. Because if they did, they wouldn't have these resounding national debts that they have, especially the United States. We have an unbelievable national debt, and a large part of our national debt comes from paying interest on our interest, and that is known as compound interest. So, compound interest is very expensive. You're paying for nothing. You're not getting anything. You're just paying for interest. So you're paying lots and lots of money for nothing. In any event, compound interest occurs when you create deficit spending. Deficit spending is another brilliant idea of most governments, including the United States, uh, where politicians come to the brilliant conclusion that, oh, well, we don't have enough money to get all the things that we want for legislation to make everybody happy. So let's borrow money to pay for our brilliant ideas. Okay, so they borrow money to pay for these programs, and then they carry it forward to the next year, and then the year after that, and the year after that, and they keep spending more money that comes in, more money than they have coming in, and more money is going out. So you have sort of like a person who lives in an apartment and they make $1,000 a month and they're spending $2,000 a month. If you keep spending $2,000 a month, you'll be broke in 6 months. And then after 6 months, you're going to have to borrow in order to maintain your lifestyle, whatever that is. And that's pretty much what governments do with their national budgets. They they spend more than they have coming in for income, as in income tax. So there you have a good illustration of deficit spending. Deficit spending causes interest. You have to pay interest on your anything that you spend above what you can afford. You have to pay interest on, and the longer you don't pay that debt off, the higher the interest rate becomes, and eventually you are a victim of compound interest, such as the United States is with their national debt, and several other countries, including Greece and others, that have severe national debt problems. So avoid national debt in your own personal life. Get a credit card by all means and get a debit card and pay them off every month. Don't say, oh, well, we'll pay it off later, pay it off later. Student loans, that's a problem. But month to month expenses, you have a control over that. And when you get a job, you'll even have greater control over your expenses. Just pay off your bills month by month, and you won't have any interest, and you won't have any national debt. So, this is Professor DeFerro. Until next time, wishing you all a happy and healthy night, and everyone take care. Bye bye.